My name is Jerry Goode Jr., and I am the owner of Jerry Goode Jr. Digital Daily Network. And today I want to talk about no fear, only faith. We walk by faith and not by sight. God also states that without faith, it's impossible to please God. Why faith is so important? Because as a masculine man of God, we put God first in everything. We don't walk by flesh. We don't walk by our feelings. And so that makes us the rarest form of man on the planet Earth. And we constantly focus on doing the impossible because we know that on the other side of our fear is all our blessings. It takes a strong, motivated person to always get up each and every day and walk by faith. Like I always say, get off the boat and walk on water. Well, let's break down why so many people fear. Most people fear the unknown. And I always state that the fear of failure is just as strong as the fear of success because both of them deal with the unknown. And so as you push forward through your fear, you become a different person. You become something that nobody thought you could be. And I always tell people when you have a vision, only you can see that vision. So you have to be laser focused in achieving your vision and goals. But when you have faith to move mountains, eventually you're going to get to where God has destined you to be. It's not an easy road. It's the road less traveled. But if you want to do phenomenal things, if you want that life you always envision for yourself, the one you know God is drawing you towards each and every day, you have to walk with a sense of boldness. You have to walk with a sense of, I'm not going to fear, I'm going to use faith. And as you go through faith to faith, because as you go through situations, it's not the person who handles everything 100% correctly, but it's the person you see that it seems like nothing gets to them. It seems like they always walk with a sense of calmness. And that comes from your faith. That comes from God putting that inside you. That comes from getting up and reading your word. That comes from constantly praying, believing, and not doubting yourself. Once God put it in your spirit, there is no doubt. The devil will always make it seem like it's not going to come to pass. But you can't doubt what God has put in your spirit. So you have to be fearless. If you want to be the best that's ever done it, if you want to live the life that God has promised you, you have to build your faith. And so as a masculine man of God, that is what we do. We are rare. And what we understand is the power of words. I always talk powerful words. I always speak things as they are already into existence. Decree what you want from God. Don't back down on what you believe. Don't back down because sometimes, and most of the times, what you're asking God for looks crazy to other people. What you're asking God for is impossible. But with your faith, He's going to bring it to pass. And also, make sure you don't try to control how it's going to come to pass. A lot of times, God tells us to do the same things a certain way, and we're not used to it, so we question it. Don't question what God has put in your spirit. And so many times I look back and say, well, I thought I was going to do it this way, but you got to understand God's ways are not our ways and His thoughts are not our thoughts. He's the one planting those thoughts in your head. He's the one putting that desire in your heart to be great. It's not by circumstance. So don't worry about the outcome if you're walking by faith. Because once you see it's happening, you're going to like, wow, God, you did something that I didn't thought I could never do. And the way you did it, I didn't know you was going to take me through that route. But don't question how it's going to come to pass. Just do what God has told you in your spirit. Walk in the fourth dimension through your spiritual eyes, not through feelings, not through emotions, but walk by faith, not by fear. You are awesome. You're magnificently made. You're a king. You have greatness inside you, and you deserve the best God has to offer. God bless.